Okay, we're live. This is a big one. This is the Chicago Bears. I am bundled up. It's cold. I had to go outside. The Chicago Bears are 9-3. There's a calm before the storm. And they're going to go and do the biggest challenge, the biggest hurdle, the biggest mountain in their path, that being Green Bay, Wisconsin, in Lambeau Field. Are they playing at Lambeau Field?
They're playing in Lambeau Field.
Okay, they're playing at Lambeau Field. And they're 9-3, and so far, knock on wood, this table is not. I don't think it's actual wood, but I would, in case. Bears are 9-3. They're in first place. So far, they're in the number 1 seed. So far, so good. Hopefully, key word there. Hopefully. I want the Bears to do good. I want them to make postseason. I want them to clinch a playoff spot. I want them to win the division. I want them to do everything and anything that they can possibly achieve. However, I am a Bear fan. I know the Bears. I know how they are. The Bears are who I thought they were. They're never going to make it easy, and he has mathematical statistic data later in the video to prove it. Ben Johnson is removing his shirt as if he's in a frat house. That's all the information I need to know to scare me back to reality of where maybe, just maybe, the Chicago Bears are going to get their asses kicked this Sunday. I hope I'm wrong. I don't know if I'm going to be. I hate Green Bay more than the devil himself. That's not even an understatement. I cannot sanction losing to Green Bay. I don't want it to happen. If we went every season only winning 2 games, but those 2 games were against Green Bay, that would be amazing. I'd throw a parade every year. The Bears, if they go all this way and piss it down their leg and miss playoffs, and he's going to fight me on this, that would be worse than 1969 Chicago Cubs. To go out all this way and then lose the remainder of the 5 games and not make it, because 9-8 for me, they're not making it if they go 9-8. He knows that. I know that. You know that. If they go 9-8 and miss playoffs, it's a failure. It will still be a failure. I want them to win. So far, so good. They've been proving him wrong. They've been proving me right in unnecessarily of ways. However, they're still not out of the woods yet. There's a lot more work left to be done. And this program has been, I'm going to say it, this program has been delayed in the last couple of weeks, primarily because
of me.
Well, no.
Because of me.
Well,
because my negativity has delayed my co-host from airing, because I have been, and there have been some comments. I'm a big boy. Some comments that came to say I have been beyond critical and have not had the back of the quarterback of the Chicago Bears. Take it from here. And that's the truth.
That's not necessarily inaccurate. However, the reality of it is, even though they have proven him wrong, they're still writing on the walls, and we have the data to show this later. There's still situations that need to be fixed. There's still things that need to be fixed. And this is the meat and potatoes of this particular episode. They're 9-3. But they're still the Chicago Bears, and they're still a Bears team with a lot of question marks. Injuries on the defense, magnitude from day one. We knew this all the way from training camp, all the way up until now. A brand new coaching staff, a brand new offense. We knew that from now. Did you look up who the quarterback coach was? I don't know. I genuinely have no idea.
No, I just looked at the percentage of somebody's percentage from last year to this year.
Okay, well you'll get that in a second. But anyway, they've been winning. They've been winning 9-3. They won many games consecutively. but it's been ugly. It's not been pretty. It's never been convincing. Dare I say, convincing. What happens when you run into a team in the playoffs and they just kick your ass? What happens when you go to Lambeau Field on Sunday and Green Bay kicks your ass? What happens after then? And then you got to play Green Bay twice, almost damn near back to back. You got to go play Green Bay, and then is it Cleveland and then Green Bay again? Is that what it is?
That's correct.
And Cleveland, sure, granted, with all the problems that they have, the Browns' defensive line, they have some heavy hitters. And they have a rookie quarterback that very few of the NFL actually are prepared to deal with. I'm not saying Shedeur Sanders is not Tom Brady. He's not Patrick Mahomes. He's not Otto Graham. I'm not saying that. However, he's a new content among the NFL, and very few people know how to deal with that, of any guy at any position. And then they got to go play the 49ers. I think the 49ers have peaked. I think they have done everything that they could possibly could in this current iteration of them. They still got George Kittle. They got 2 quarterbacks that they could play, both with hot hands. They loads of talent. Then they got to go play Detroit later on. Detroit whooped their ass severely earlier on in the year, in double digits, big time double digits. It was humiliating. We thought it was game over right then and there. That was week 2, I think it was. But I am not fully convinced, and really neither is my co-host. And anyway, I will deliver it back to you. You have the files of information there.
Okay, I'm going to make this. I've been told I got to get right to the point. No editorializing, no nothing. So I'm going to. The Bears are 9-3. I owe people an apology. Okay? And then some guy who made a comment that said the guy in the hat don't know what the hell he's talking about. I do know what the hell I'm talking about.
But it very well could have been me, because I was also wearing a hat too. So
I do know what the hell I'm talking about. The Bears are 9-3. Yes, this is one of the greatest years in the last 7 or 8 years that the Bears have had. I understand that. The Bears are 9-3. That's better than 3-9. How they got there, I've been trying to tell people that they could be a fraud, but they're 9-3. They've won. They're 9-3. They are the number 1 record in the NFC. The National Football Conference. They are number 1 seed. If the playoffs were to start today, they are number 1.
They would get the bye in the playoffs.
Okay? I looked this morning, currently speaking, now they're the number 1 seed in the NFC. Currently, according to Vegas, now Vegas got to say, that's gambling and odds and stuff. But from the standpoint, from the odds, they are they're in 15th place to win the Super Bowl. They're the number 1 seed in the NFC, yet they're 15th.
Ranked?
Yes.
In the Las Vegas betting odds.
To win the Super Bowl.
That's bad. That's not a playoff caliber team.
Currently, to win the conference, the NFC, they're 1 right now. They are the 7th pick to win the NFC.
That's bad.
They are in first place in their division right now. They're picked to be 2nd in their division. But right now, they're 9-3. Let's get happy. They're 9-3. Statistical data I have just given you, and I hope I'm dead wrong. But the people out west in the desert know a hell of a lot more than me. When was the last time a number 1 seed that was 9-3 have this much speculation behind them?
I have no idea.
Okay? I'm going to scratch that off.
I genuinely have no idea.
Right now, the Bears are 9-3. Yay! Because I am told I don't applaud this. Their scoring differential is now +6. They have 6 more wins, but their differential is 6 points. I have to stop there because I can't editorialize that. Okay? They're 9-3. They are 9-3. The collective record against their opponents is 50 wins, 82 losses, and 1 tie. I'm just going to say that one more time, then I'm going to shut up about that.
That's Green Bay's record?
No, that's the collective record of who the Bears played. All the teams that the Bears have played to get to 9-3, the collective record.
Run that by me again.
50 wins,
Okay.
82 losses,
Okay.
and 1 tie. That's their opponents of the Bears of the 9. So the 9-3, yay, they're 9-3. Okay.
Still work to be done.
Okay. I'm going to get to the quarterback that I have given no credit to. He's 9-3. He's the leader of He's the leader of the team that is number 1 in the NFC. But
What?
he is only ahead pass percentage-wise. The Bears are winning, and I'm going to say it. The Bears are winning in spite of the passing offense. And the passing offense goes through the quarterback. And I hope my buddy Jackson is looking at this, okay? Because he might support me in this. The Chicago Bears quarterback, his current passing percentage this year is 58.1%. That is better than only 3 starters of all their teams in the NFL. J.J. McCarthy, Shedeur Sanders, Davis Mills. He's ahead of those 3 and those 3 only. He's considered to be a 3-tier quarterback at this particular time. His percentage last year was 62.5%. He is 58.1% now. He has regret. Now, I'm not the smartest person in the world.
There's still 5 more games left of the year.
Right. But
he can get to 60,000.
But
I mean 60%.
But 62% is better than 58%. And I can't even tell you who the offensive coordinator and who his passing quarterback was last year. His last year stats are better than this year. But you know what? In the big picture, and I'm going to have to shut up. The Bears are 9-3. One more thing to get into. The Bears are 9-3. I have a sheet here that I looked today.
No.
I don't know if we can get an access to that. Okay, but there are 10 teams in the NFC. 10 teams in the NFC that are still in the playoff hunt. Okay?
One of them is Carolina. Ironically enough.
Now, I don't think Carolina's going to get there. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, because the Bears are 9-3. Okay, and let's say they're going to win. They're going to beat Cleveland, and they're going to get to 10 wins. So they're going to be 10-7. Everybody's 10 to at least 10. And if they lose the rest, they're 10-7. Let's open up the champagne bottles. You know what? 10-7 might not get them there because you know what? Philly still has to play Washington twice and the Raiders.
They'll win.
So they can get to 12 wins. Okay?
They might win out.
Okay, they might win out, but they can get to 12 wins.
But Philadelphia also had a lot of trouble.
Okay.
With themselves.
The Packers have to play the Bears twice.
I think Green Bay will make playoffs.
Okay. And then they also have to play.
I'd hate to see it, but I think.
Then they got to play the Ravens in there, and then they got Denver in there, so they could get to 11 wins. Okay. Now 7 teams get to the playoffs. Okay. What's the other one that's Lock City? Seattle's got 9 wins right now, and Seattle has to still play the Falcons.
They'll get it.
The Ravens and the Panthers. So
they'll win 2 out of that 3.
So they're up to 11 wins, okay? So that's 3 teams that are going to get more than the Bears, okay?
This is in his opinion.
This is in my opinion.
And your opinion.
Okay. The 49ers currently have 9 wins. The 49ers have to play Tennessee.
Oh, they'll win that.
The Bears. That's a critical game.
Critical for both sides.
Yes. and then their Colts are in there somewhere, so they could get to 12 wins. That's 4 of
They
the
might lose to the Colts.
Okay, but still, even if they win those other 2, they got 11 wins. The Bears only have 9 right now. So that means in order for the Bears to jump the 49ers, the Bears got to win 3 more games in the schedule that we just talked about. Okay? The Los Angeles Rams got 9 wins, and you know what? There's 2 locks in there. They got to play Arizona and the Falcons. They're going to go to 11.
The Bears kind of have to win every single game to make playoffs. Is that what I'm getting out of this?
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers,
Oh, they'll make it.
who currently have 7 wins, their next 4 games, the Saints, the Falcons, the Panthers, and the Miami Dolphins.
Well, you know, that regional area of...
But granted, they could get to 11 wins. So even if the Bears
need to win more games. They can't just
Yes!
say... But they're already parading around as if they won the damn division.
So, you know what? Again, the guy who criticized the guy with the hat, who says he doesn't know what he's talking about, the Bears are 9-3. Okay? I disagree with they still have a generational quarterback, but you know what? He's the quarterback who's leading them right now to 9-3, who is number 1, as he just said earlier. If you are 9-3 right now, after 12 games, with 5 to go, and you don't make the playoffs...
That's a biblical failure.
Okay, I'm the one who has been criticized for the first 12 games of the season to say that I'm the ass. Okay? You talk to me in 5 games, and if it does happen, and it could, because once again, they got to play Green Bay
Twice.
The 49ers, Detroit, and the one lock. And what if the Bears... Here's another uncomforting thought about the Cleveland game. Myles Garrett...
He sacked Justin Fields 9 times in a game.
But Myles Garrett could break the record. If he don't do it this week, he could break the record and sack Caleb Williams to break the all-time individual season record against Caleb Williams. And let's just say, God forbid, we don't even want to think of this. But what if Cleveland were to win that game with Shadir Sanders as quarterback and he beats Caleb Williams?
Well, you know
what?
They almost lost to Jackson Dart. The Bears almost lost to Jackson Dart.
Well,
they almost.
Because I am done for this segment until I'm told to. I have said what I had to say, and this is all fact.
Okay. This is my dilemma. And this is where I speak to you, Chicago Bear fans. This is where I speak to Chicago Barstool. This is where I speak to 670 The Score. ESPN
Jackson, please look at this, Jackson, and comment, please. Be my saving grace.
This is where I talk to ESPN 1000, ESPN 670 The Score. I'm going to reference Dan Bernstein. This is where I'm going to tell straight up. If they make it all this far and they don't make it, because for all you people out there crowning Ryan Poles and Kevin Warren and Ben Johnson and good, better, best, never let it rest and all that crap, don't get it twisted. I played a part of that too. If they don't make it, this is going to be the venture. This environment here will not be fun, pretty, or pleasant.
If you want negativity, this is the show that you want to air on. If you
don't make it.
If they shit the bed, don't expect us to slurp the Bears. This is the wrong podcast for you.
They have not won a playoff game. The Chicago Bears. Did you see the C on the back of my thing? The Chicago Bears have not won a playoff game since I was in the 2nd grade. Jay Cutler was a quarterback. This year, 2025, is the 40th anniversary of the Super Bowl 20 Chicago Bears team. If you're in the 40th anniversary, that would be an amazing time to make playoffs and win a playoff game here and there. But if they don't do that, that's going on another year when we are now, and I'm going to say it, we're now truly, officially under the watch of the George McCaskey and his henchmen. And all I have been having to hear the last couple of years is how my state tax-paying dollars is going to have to fund your stadium. And I've never had to hear anything about your team winning and losing, which they've been doing more losing than winning lately. And I'll even extend a glad hand to him. Mitchell Trubisky was here for 4 years. Treated him like shit, and they threw him out. They brought in Justin Fields. How'd that work? Now we have Caleb Williams. And
he's 9-3.
He's 9-3.
He's leading the number one team.
He's 9-3.
I have never said anything negative other than his pass percentage today.
He's 9-3, but the reality of it is there's a lot more work to be done. They cannot go all this way. They can. They easily could. Like, I'm not ruling it out of the realm of possibility. But
nobody out there who's nobody out there who's watching this is going to say the Bears are going to run the table with the schedule they have.
It's inexcusable for them to go out all this far and
I have
fail.
just given you 10 other teams who have 9 or 8 wins who are flirting with double digits.
I trust those teams more than I trust the Bears. Let me put it like that.
I do too.
I trust those teams a hell of a lot more. You know what? Ben Johnson, he's what, the 5th coach after Lovie Smith? What is it? We've had Mark Trestman, and I'll get back into that. Mark Trestman, John Fox, Matt Nagy, Matt Eberflus, Ben Johnson. He is the 5th coach. And we're already, and I have to admit that I was wrong with Pete Carroll. I have to admit that I was wrong wanting Pete Carroll. I have to admit that, and I say that publicly. But yet, you're 9-3. Still work to be done.
Big game tonight. If the Lions beat the Cowboys, they have 8 wins.
Ben Johnson should be in the hot seat because, in my opinion, I think Ben Johnson should be in the hot seat because when you're in the locker room and you're the head coach, because everyone loves to give Mike Tomlin so much grief because he wants to be one of the guys. That's the argument going against Mike Tomlin. But yet, Mike Tomlin never had a losing record. Granted, sure, he hasn't won a playoff game since 2016. Doesn't have losing records. He finishes the job. Say what you will. He has that luxury. Ben Johnson does not.
Three teams from going back to that group of. Right now, you got to figure the Rams, the Seahawks, and the Niners in some manner are going to go to the playoffs. That's 3 right there.
Almost, or possibly maybe all those teams might.
No, I'm saying those 3 are going to get in. Okay, somebody's got to win the Tampa Bay division. Somebody.
And that'll be Tampa Bay.
Okay, that's 4. That's 4.
So only 3 more.
There's only 3 spots left.
3 left can go. Bears need to win the division.
So you're looking at Philadelphia, Dallas, Green Bay,
or maybe
the Lions,
or maybe a Carolina team.
Carolina still has to play the Saints, the Seahawks, and Tampa twice. They may. So I don't think. But
so you rule them out.
So you got 9. And the Rams, the Seahawks, and the 49ers with those schedules, I said, are going to get to 11 wins. And if the Bears don't win within their division, you go 1-5 in your division.
Well, if you go 1-5, well, hell, I mean, Green Bay went 1-5 in their division last year, but God forbid they admit that.
But we're going to find out. And I said I was going to shut up. The collective record against the teams they've played is that
50 wins, 82 losses, and 1 tie.
I didn't even figure out what the record is with the people they still got to play. It's better than this.
And you know what?
And when I said the Bears are playing shitty teams, people were laughing at me because you know what they were telling me? They were saying, you know what? Enjoy it because you know what? They're 9-3.
Okay, but they're 9-3 now. They're 9-3 now.
They played a team. What? I got the
Well, they played the Super Bowl champion. What are you talking about?
That was their best win. I'm going to openly say.
What about the Cowboys? You think the Cowboys?
At the beginning of the year, no, because everybody said Eberflus was a kook. You know what? I'm looking you right in the mirror and saying, you know what? The Bears win Friday against Philadelphia was a great win. And the legs of the quarterback got them out of whatever.
Okay, that's part of the game. That's part of the game.
And they got out of trouble with him. Okay, but if you look at here,
we were at Cincinnati.
The Raiders are 2-11. The Saints are 2-11.
Doesn't matter. They won.
You're right. Games. They're 9-3.
They won those effing games.
You're right. But from here on out, they're not playing those teams.
No, they're not. You're going to be playing high caliber, very angry, very pissed off playoff
and you know what?
Teams.
Teams that have to win too.
Yes. You're playing yourself.
And don't you think even at Soldiers Field that Dan Campbell, that could be the last game for one.
That could be the game. That could
decide the 7th seed.
That could be the game to screw over the Bears, and Ben Johnson will look like the biggest fool in the history.
And the guy who was going to gnaw at people's legs 5 years ago, we're going to eat their kneecaps or whatever. He might come in.
This might be a Lane Kiffin situation. Go. You want to leave? Fine. Go.
But if you're sitting there as a Bear fan right now, thinking that you're going to open up a champagne bottle and say they're 9-3, I got buddies that are saying they're already in the playoffs.
Let me tell you something. They got to win 2 more games to get in.
10 is still iffy. 11, I feel more comfortable about. But could they win 2 more games?
2 more? You would think they could beat Cleveland, and you would think they could steal at least one of those games from Green Bay.
You would hope.
They did that last year.
And you might have to do it again. But here's the thing, you're 9-3. Why is it nail biting time at 9-3 to sit there and yet 7 teams get into playoffs? You would sit there and go, you're 9-3.
Because I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because this is how the McCaskies have treated their team. They have never, other than the iteration of Mike Ditka and the Lovie Smith generation, this is how they've always been. This is how they've always been. And that's how Georgie likes it.
Do you think if Tom Brady was 9-3 with 5 games left with New England, he's sitting there going worrying about getting in the playoffs?
No. Because, one, his division's always sucked.
When Ben Roethlisberger was 9-3 with Pittsburgh, and I know Tomlin's not great, do you think they were worried about getting in the playoffs? No. They
were loaded. Every year.
Okay, and a guy you can't stand. You think if Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay when they were 9-3, did you think they were ever panicking about?
No, because Aaron Rodgers was always the number 1 NFC seed, and then he always choked in the playoffs.
Okay.
Jimmy
G, when he was with San Francisco and they were 9-3, was there any fear of him not getting in?
You know what? The 49ers throwing away Jimmy Garoppolo was the dumbest thing they could have possibly done.
But isn't it funny to say that the Bears are 9-3 and I am. I'm not going to speak for you. I'm worried.
No, I am. How can I not be concerned? How am I not doing a 30-minute episode with you and not being concerned? You think I'm not?
And if the Lions win tonight, they're at 8 wins. And if the Bears lose,
we should have that game on. We don't.
Because we don't have Amazon Prime. Them bastards remind me of Amazon Prime.
Correction, you don't have Amazon Prime.
I don't have Amazon Prime. But you're sitting back going, and if the Bears do lose Sunday, they're only 1 game ahead of the Lions. And then you want to know something? Because Green Bay's got the tie, now they jump from 1st to 2nd, and they're only 1 game ahead of the Lions.
I hate Green Bay more than I hate the Devil. That's not even that's a fact.
But the guy who tells me, the guy in the cap, don't know what the hell he's talking about. Hey, buddy, if you're sitting there, I hope you chime in and give me another comment and tell me how comfortable you are with the Chicago Bears having to play Green Bay twice, the Lions, the Niners, and a crappy Cleveland team. And you know what? Cleveland beat the Green Bay earlier in the year. That's when Cleveland's what, 4 wins? And if you're sitting there going, I'm going to run right down to Ticketmaster tomorrow and get playoff tickets for the Chicago Bears.
Well, did Cleveland beat Cincinnati in a game when they came back?
I can't remember who they, but
Or it was one of those two.
You can't be comfortable.
No, you're 9-8.
But you're 9-3.
Okay, but here's the thing. If they go from Hard Knocks, see, this is the other thing that scares the shit out of me. And you never said it because you could care less about TV. They were on Hard Knocks a year ago. They were on Hard Knocks. What does Hard Knocks do?
Most teams have been on Hard Knocks. They crap the bed. The Raiders were on Hard Knocks.
The Jets have always been.
The Jets were on Hard Knocks.
The Houston Texans were on Hard Knocks. But if they go from Hard Knocks to flirting with being the number 1 NFC seed.
No, not flirting. Right now they are.
Well, it's not official. It's not set in stone.
But as we are promoting this today,
as we're doing it,
if you had to give a list of teams, who would be at the top of the NFC? The Chicago Bears.
They have to finish this out. They need to finish this out. And they might not. That's the scary part.
And you know what scares me? The 58.1% passing completion.
What about the wide receivers who don't catch the ball? What about them?
Okay. All right, I gotta yes.
I mean, they do exist.
And yes, and I've been yelled at for not giving them criticism. Okay, but we don't know who can catch and who can't because he only throws to one guy.
Well, that's not necessarily true either.
It's getting better. It's getting better.
I mean, Cole Kmet actually does something for once.
Why are you looking at that? All of a sudden, this was a stat earlier that you said you're looking at that 50, 82,
I am. Why would I not? Why? What? Here, wait. Can I show this? Where is it? This is the statistic right here.
But they're 9-3.
Well, you know what?
And who cares who they played, right?
It's not finished.
I was told that.
It's not finished. It's not finished.
You see, you didn't know this, did you?
No, I did not. No, I did not.
50, 82, and 1.
That's bad.
Because the 1 is the record of the Cowboys.
Yeah, the Cowboy Green Bay tie.
Do you want to go through the other the teams?
I don't know.
No, so you don't want to.
Oh no! This is all I need.
I got it itemized.
This is all I need. I don't need anything else.
But the Bears are 9-3.
But we were at the Cincinnati Bengals game.
Oh, they won that game.
Wait, no, let me talk. Wait, no, stop.
Don't be critical.
Let me talk.
I can't. I was there.
There were moments at the game. They were already up by like 20 points. There were moments they could have just ran away with it, and they didn't. The Bengals, without Joe Burrow, fought back, and they almost beat the Bears.
They won the game. See, I bring this up, and people go to bring the game. How? Let me ask you this question: if they don't block the field goal,
in what, Vegas, and then in Washington,
they're 8-4. Even just take those 2 games. And the fumble of the other draft pick.
If they won week 1 against Minnesota, which they should have done, they'd be what, 10-2? Or 10-1?
They'd be 10-2. Oh, then they would be number 1 in the whole NFL.
If they didn't lose to Baltimore.
You know who's number 1 in the NFL? And number 1 overall in the NFL right now?
I know.
In the whole.
I know 3 AFC teams are in the top 4.
Somebody.
No, the Bears are 4, but it's.
I can't say it. I can't because it would.
Is it the Patriots?
It's a criticism.
Is it who is it? Just say it.
Okay, it's the team.
Say it.
It's the team that drafted a quarterback in the same year as Caleb Williams.
Just say it.
Drake May and the New England Patriots.
Why can't you just say it, man?
because
Well, because
I don't want.
well, the AFC doesn't have any competition.
But I don't want anybody to misconstrue that I'm saying that Drake May is a better quarterback than Caleb Williams. I can't, because that would be criticizing Caleb Williams.
50, 82 and 1.
I got all this data. That says it all. And you want to be comfortable. You people want to be comfortable and going, hey, the Bears got a lock on a playoff spot.
No. No. This makes me hate Cody Parkey even more. This makes me hate Cody Parkey more.
You know, and the Bears have lost 3, 4, 5 in a row in multiple years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you people think that it cannot happen this year because of what's been done against a collaboration of teams, the Philadelphia was a good win. That was their best win of the year. And you don't say Dallas, because everybody goes, they're going to kick the shit out of Dallas because Eberflus is the defensive coordinator, and they're going to blow them away.
Well, that's what that happened. That's what people said, and that's what happened.
And it worked. So that's not a good win. That's not a good win.
They have to win. Because if they don't do it, if the Bears don't do it...
If they don't do it, you people should not, in any way, shape, or form,
come here.
Don't watch us.
Well, actually, no, correction. Yes, you should. Because if you were mad that the Bears didn't make it, come here. But yet, if you were hopeful that you wanted the Bears to go, don't watch us.
Because I will criticize everybody from the peanut vendor to the starting quarterback and everybody in between.
Yeah, but you won't mention the owner.
The owner don't block.
I don't know why you defend the McCaskey
The owner don't tackle. The owner don't block, and the owner don't tackle.
So many people hate Jerry Jones, but yet they would love to have Jerry Jones run their team. I would.
You know what? Jerry Jones might end up being this. If he wins tonight, he might end up.
He'll be a genius.
Wait.
Without what is it, Micah Parsons?
If Dallas were to win tonight, Dallas will play the Vikings, the Chargers, Washington, and the Giants.
They're in trouble.
Who? No, if Dallas were to win...
No, I mean the Bears are in trouble.
If Dallas wins tonight...
Which they might.
Dallas could end up playing the Vikings next, the Chargers, Washington. They could run the table and win 5 games and get to 11.
We can't have anything nice, can we? Can't have it.
And then all of a sudden, Jerry Jones, who traded Micah Parsons...
And everyone thought they were just dead in the water.
...for multiple draft picks, is going to end up... look like the crazy uncle, and he's going to end up being the smartest son of a bitch in the NFL.
I mean, he always was. He always was.
If it happens. But again, tonight, here's the deal. Tonight is either going to make Jerry Jones look like the genius, or this is going to be the answer. Because if the Lions, wait a minute, if the Lions were to win tonight, Lions got a tough schedule. They got to play the Rams. Okay. But then they got...
The Rams are beaten up, but they got good people.
Then they go play your lovable guys out in Steel City, the Steelers. Then the Vikings with no quarterback. And again, last game of the year. Could very well decide who that 7th team in the NFL is.
Bears need to make it. I don't care if they're the 7th seed. I don't care if they drop to 1-7. They have to make it.
But again, viewers, I'm not anti-Bears. I'm giving you direct points.
They have to make it. They at least be 7.
Today, he's turned the corner a little bit with points about the Bears. We're not being critical on individuals, but we're giving you stuff going. You cannot be comfortable.
Well, no. No. And make matters even worse. And we've said this watching the games. Like, this has never been stated today.
Go ahead. I had a comment. Somebody said that Williams was the GOAT, but go ahead.
Well, I think that was one of your former associates that wanted to just like say
rile
hi.
me up. Okay.
Yeah, just want to say hi and hello.
Hi, hello.
I'm imagining because I read the name and it's like I think
Yeah.
that's familiar. But anyway, and we've said this watching, and this has been a problematic situation. It's not really much of a problem, to be honest, because it's not like a team thing, but it's more of like a fan viewership thing. It's just over the years, no matter how good or how bad the Chicago Bears were, they were always filled, top to bottom, with people that you liked, that you actually could look and enjoy, and like look at the program and whatever, and play the Madden video game on your GameCube or PlayStation or whatever it may have been, and you could think to yourself, yeah, it's like I like that guy. It's like it's like he's my favorite player. I want to play with him in the video game, or what have you. I want to buy his jersey. I want to get like the football card. There's very few people in the last number of years on the Bears who, in my opinion, were actually enjoyable to like watch.
You like?
Yes, and respect.
You like?
Yes.
In my area, the Bears were bad, but you know what? You loved Buffon, you loved Obradovich, you loved Butkus, you loved Avellini, you loved Olin Kreutz.
Yeah.
You loved. You know what? This team's 9-3.
They're 9-3, and
you can't stand Brisker. You can't stand Jalen Johnson. You can't stand Stevenson.
Well, Jalen Johnson doesn't even play.
Okay.
You're not connected to any of the running backs because it's a revolving door.
The guy with the initials that I keep forgetting his name.
DJ Moore. He hardly ever smiles.
The offensive, you can't. If you don't tell me you like Darnell Wright, he goes off sides and motion.
And all the other offensive linemen are a bunch of mercenaries anyway, who probably won't even be here next year.
I mean, they're to sit there and go,
So that makes matters. Like if this particular Bear team, with all guys, it's like him and I. And most people are not even truly, genuinely connected with. If they don't make it, that would make it even worse.
But
I think we've hit on all of our topics,
and we probably get why I still have the strength to eat and get something upstairs, but. I hope, I encourage comments on this. Okay? And the guy who said the guy in the cap don't know what the hell he's talking about. Fire back! Okay? Because I do know, you may not agree. Okay? You probably had no idea Mr. Whoever you are out there, that the Bears were 50-82-1. You probably didn't have no idea.
Oh no, but that's the opposition was 58.
Yeah, they're opposite. You didn't know that they were. You probably have no idea that there are 10 teams in the playoff hunt with easier schedules than the Bears.
They have to make it. They have to finish it.
You probably had no idea of the completion percentage of the quarterback who's leading the Bears that are 9-3.
They have to finish this out. They can't go all this way and fail.
It will be
a shit show. It will be a shit show.
Do I dare say, in the history of Chicago sports,
you think that'll be top 5?
I was going to go 5 spots up and ask you, would it be...
You think this will be the worst one?
I don't know. But are we... We need to be positive because the Bears are winning games. They're 9-3.
Not anymore. You got to make it.
They're 9-3.
Not anymore. They got to make it. They have to make it.
So let's go upstairs and make some dinner.
They need to make it. They can't go all
and let's
the way.
publish this. And then let's get at least a score throughout the evening of the Lions and
God, I hate Green Bay so
the Lions, because that's going to be that's a pivotal game.
They cannot.
That's a pivotal game. I mean, either one of those teams are in the hunt to get the Bears. Who would you rather see there, the Lions or the Cowboys?
Well, it doesn't matter. You'd have to play somebody anyway if you make it that far. But you know what? When Mitch Trubisky was throwing 6 touchdowns in a game, and when Mitch Trubisky had 8 300 passing yard games and all that, when Mitch was playing and when Mitch had the hot hand, you didn't question him.
And I'm just telling you guys this. If it's a big if, because the Bears are 9-3, they're number 1 in the conference. How are they going to collapse? But if they do, and those people who have been on the Caleb Williams
hype train,
and they come out and lose, my support for Mitch and other quarterbacks
would be ever higher.
You don't want to see. You don't want to see this episode.
No, you don't, because we will.
Because you know what? But see, as much as I swing from the hip many times,
yeah, you're right. Good.
I do my research.
Yeah,
and I'll do my research to find out losses and quarterbacks and passing. I'll look that stuff up before I go on the air.
Well, so let me get this straight. So they hated Mitch Trubisky, but they love Justin Fields, a guy who had 60 turnovers in 40 games played. 60 turnovers in 40 games played. And then they wonder why he's no longer here. You know, what's Justin Fields and the Jets doing?
He's not playing.
Are they still 2-8?
I think Tyrod Taylor or the other guy or Jameis Will. I don't know.
And someone was dumb enough to give Justin Fields $20 million for 2 years. Oh, but it's okay.
Because let me put this in perspective.
Oh, that's
what if they were to lose these last 5 and then next year they start the season losing 3 in a row? That's 8 in a row.
That's horrible.
And didn't we go through a overlapping year where the Bears lost 8 or 9 in a row?
It was like 3.5 years ago.
Was it 7-3 or?
Yeah.
Consecutively?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's going to happen.
Yeah, that was the time duration of where all they needed was a quarterback, that being Justin Fields. When they got Justin Fields, that was going to fix all the problems. That's how it was painted.
Okay, but I didn't compare anybody's statistics today or not. I've said many times.
But you know what?
The Bears are 9-3 and the quarterback.
But because they're 9-3, and you know what? And I know he's no longer here. I know he's no longer playing for the Bears. But I know, and I apologize to the audience for keep bringing up Justin Fields and Mitch Trubisky. However, those comparisons do need to be made. And then I'll go another step further, because on this platform of YouTube, the computers, software, chat rooms, MySpace, if that still exists, every fan page across America and Canada, and everyone and anyone, even the United Kingdom, who followed NFL football, who was so adamant and completely on the entire hype train from day one, when the Bears first got Justin Fields 4 years ago, when they traded up to get him. That was all they needed. 670 The Score, Chicago Tribune, Chicago Sun-Times, State Journal-Register, all 3 of the major, massive state newspapers in the state of Illinois, all paraded him around. This was the saving grace. That's how it was portrayed. You and I were called stupid, idiotic, and even, dare I quote, retarded when we dare criticize anything that the Bears did in that time duration of time. Now that the Bears are 9-3, with Caleb Williams, a guy that most of this fan base didn't want. Can you admit the fact that you were wrong with Justin Fields? Because what would the Bears be if they still had him? You think the Jets are bad? What do you think they'd be here?
One more sidebar, because I'm starving. I got to go get something to eat. If the true leader allows the Bears to lose 5 in a row or 4 out of the last 5,
How much of a leader is he?
are we talking about the same leader? I'm talking about the ultimate leader.
Are you talking about Ben Johnson?
Yeah. How many hot dogs is he going to be serving up at the Wiener Circle?
Oh, he'll be out of town.
Could he be just as
He'll
much?
be out of town.
Could he be just as much as a flake job as Eberflus that you wanted to run out of town? Think about that. You got everything right now. You're number one. What happens? I'm saying, what happens if you shit the bed? How quick is his bags going to be packed after that Detroit game? And he's going to be taking his shirt off somewhere on some sailboat.
He'll be the new head coach of the Mississippi Rebels football team.
But I'm saying, but they're 9-3. So how could the Bears not make the playoffs? Right? They're 9-3.
They're abysmal.
They're 9-3.
They're 9-3, but the writing is on the wall.
It can very well, and just be cautious.
But yet,
I'm gonna. Too bad I can't get an Aurelio's pizza.
or Galina's Pizza.
But I'm gonna go upstairs and see what I got upstairs in the. But watch the game tonight between the Lions and the Cowboys. It's critical, and maybe Sunday after the Packer game, we'll publish a good one.
No matter what happens, we will.
They play at 3:30, so we'll probably be airing something about after 7 o'clock. You could probably catch us about 9 o'clock Sunday night. Until then,
We're signing out.
watch the sports.